The views and opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's host, guests, and viewers. We are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of any sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers team in the hope that it will be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's 7 o'clock and time for On the Spot with David Rodgers. And now, here he is, Mr. Friday Night, the show pony himself, the man, the dream, the legendary David Rodgers.
Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is David Rodgers and Byron Bagwell and Mr. Dave Holland bringing you On the Spot with David Rodgers, the best, Byron, Facebook Live and YouTube show in the world today. You agree with that?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. And, hey, welcome in. It's right around 7:50 or so. Got a little late start tonight. Got some things that we need to get into here as the show goes on. But we want to welcome you guys in. And we're going to have a good show. We've got a lot of things to talk about with the little amount of time that we do have. Again, I'm David Rodgers. This is the Byron Bagwell, the great modern-day Maharaja, and one of the new high priests of the Church of the Painful Truth. And by the way, you're fired. There's
Are
Dave.
we going to go back into that?
Okay, we're not going there. And then there's Dave Holland right there, the dancing destroyer, here with us. So we're going to get the show started, ladies and gentlemen, as we always do.
Well, I do like Castilians.
Yes, you do. Yeah, and Brazilians. Yeah. And Panamanians, too.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Every once in a while. Welcome into this. It's going off the rails, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the show again. Hey, we're going to get the show started as we always do with our prayer and our pledge and our patriotic quote of the night. Let us bow our heads, ladies and gentlemen, as we go into prayer. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this time that we have together, dear Lord, the brotherhood that we have formed here called On the Spot with David Rodgers, for Dave Holland and Byron Bagwell and myself and Mitchell Gunner and Austin Stevens and anybody else that's involved with this show. Keep blessing us, dear Lord, as we just try to bring the information to each and every one of our viewers, dear Lord, and that they take that information and see fit, dear Lord, whatever they may need to do with it. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, dear Lord, the United States of America, the most freest and most powerful nation in the country. Yes, dear Lord, we have our own issues and our own problems, but with that, dear Lord, we can always fix it. And with your guiding hand, your touch, that is what we can do with our great nation, dear Lord. Thank you for our armed forces, each and every one of those men and women that serve each and every day, whether it's abroad or whether it's here at the United States, dear Lord, that they're protecting us, they're protecting our freedoms and our rights from international and domestic terrorism and any other things or issues that want to hurt us, dear Lord, that you are going to just keep a guiding and touching hand and keep us safe from everything. Thank you for all the first responders, dear Lord, each and every one of those men and women that go out each and every day and put their lives on the line to keep us safe from whatever harm may come to us, dear Lord. Please bring them back home to their families and again, put a hedge of protection over them. Bless the food that we receive each and every day and go to the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Any unspoken or spoken prayer requests, dear Lord, please touch each and every one of them. You're the ultimate comforter. You're the healing hand of everything, dear Lord. So thank you for that as well. Also, don't forget about our great workers in our great nation, everybody that makes America thrive, dear Lord. We need each and every one of those men and women to keep doing the things that they're doing so America can stay on top, dear Lord. Please keep blessing all of us. Also, with saddened heart, dear Lord, we lost two great men this week, dear Lord, and it's touching each and every one of us, dear Lord. Please comfort everybody that's involved with this, dear Lord, and that you just make everything better and everything just ease up, dear Lord, and that the healing process continues to grow for everybody that's involved. Again, thank you for the show. Thank you for this time that we have together, dear Lord. Thank you for this great day. Thank you for this great week that we're going to have. And we ask for all these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says,
Amen.
Amen.
Before we go to the pledge and then the quote, I've got a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
every single time that you pray, you say abroad. And if you don't watch it, you're going to have the feminists after us.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, I get it. Oh, that's a good one. Since you said that, well, guess what? When we
You know
stand,
how many weeks I have
yeah, I
waited to
know
say
you
that?
have. I know you have. I know you have, and that's a good one. So for your punishment, you get to say the pledge. Oh my goodness! Lead us in our pledge, Byron.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
I was waiting on the booth.
I know you were. I know. I
really
said,
was.
well, if we'd had a drum set right out, they just gave you the boom.
That was so terrible.
That was good, though.
Really
that was really good.
It's about
Dave,
like Mexicans.
you better not go there. But anyway, Dave, I've got a request.
Yes, sir.
You want to do the quotes real quick first?
Yeah, let's do the quote, and then I'll have I need a request from Dave.
Sure.
Okay.
One of the paradoxes of our age is that politicians have never stuttered so loudly about their devotion to the public good, and never have they been so grossly indifferent to the people.
Wow.
Wow.
One of the paradoxes of our age is that politicians have never stuttered so loudly about their devotion to the public good, and never have they been so grossly indifferent to the people.
Okay, is this
It's an author,
an author?
philosopher.
I'm going to say Miss Rand.
Quit looking at my phone, David
I
Rodgers.
didn't look at your phone. I was just.
I don't even.
I'm
know
assuming
where
I'm
to
right.
start.
I'm assuming I'm right because he said quit looking at his phone. You want to go with Rand
I would
too?
go with Rand too.
Sign Rand.
Yeah.
Oh man.
See, bing, da, 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 ding. Hey, all right.
All right.
You got another one?
more.
Okay, go ahead.
It is dangerous to be right in the matter. It is dangerous to be right in the matters where established men are wrong.
Oh, I got that one.
Do you got that one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow your lead.
This guy is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say David Rodgers.
Yeah, he's amazing, all right. He can work the back of a weed eater.
He is. That's
No! No, stop
You're
it.
trying to make me. No.
No, stop it. Okay.
I will give you a hint. I have used this guy before, and it had something to do with fools revering chains and stuff like that.
Is this guy an author?
He is.
I'm going to go Mark Twain.
Nope.
Oh, well.
This
yeah,
guy's
that-
European.
Oh, that blew that.
Say it again.
He said he's European.
He's European.
Oh, gee.
It's Voltaire.
Oh, Voltaire. Yeah, Voltaire. Yeah. Dave, you knew that. Why didn't you say it?
Even say that.
Let me give you one more real quick.
All right,
This
give
is
me
a
one more real quick.
Real short one.
All right.
And this is an author that everybody has heard of, or most people have heard of.
Right.
But this is a quote that I had never heard from this guy before.
Okay.
And I'll give you a hint.
Right.
He wrote books about the things that are going on now and forewarned us a long time ago about what is going on now.
Okay.
Some ideas are so stupid that only intellectuals believe them. He coined the term thought police.
Modern day?
Oh yeah, it's modern day. Matter of fact,
Mark Levin.
nope, not that modern day.
Not that modern day.
Not that
okay,
modern
not
day.
that modern day.
Matter of fact, he wrote a book about the time that I was in middle school.
Which would have been in the 80s, right? In the 80s.
And it was actually the number of the year.
I have no idea.
The book is 1984.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. Give me the initials. Give me his first initial.
G.
George.
There it is. There's the first part of it. Orwell.
Well, yes, Orwell. George Orwell. Hey, I get half a credit.
Yeah.
Hey, listen on this. I get half a credit for that. I said George. After you gave me the initial.
Yeah. You know, everybody's going, I'm going into all the dystopian authors.
Dwight Allen, man, said 1984. Wow, Dwight Allen.
Dwight Allen, I think, had to read that.
He may have had to read that. Yeah, you ain't kidding.
I'm going to tell you, I hated that book when I had to read it. And I didn't understand why.
Uh-huh.
I understood how good it was the second and the third time I read it when I was a little bit older, and I understood exactly why, because it stands, what was happening in that book stands against everything that I believe in. That's why I hated the book to begin with. It was like, the police come in through my window for me thinking they're going to get shot.
Shot, yeah.
But
by the way, Byron, correct me if I'm not wrong here. Didn't they make a movie of that as well?
They made a movie of that
I
don't know that one was that good. I hear people talking about Atlas Shrugged, the three-part movie, and which they had to make it a three-part movie because it's 1,000 page long, but it's supposed to be really good.
Wow.
There were books out there like Animal Farm and Fahrenheit. What's the temperature?
451 Fahrenheit.
451 Fahrenheit, which is the temperature that books burn.
Yes.
There's all sort of dystopian authors out there that warned us about stuff that's going on today, and there's a lot of it going on now. Because I mean, think about what's going on with how we're being able to think, what we're taught to think, and how we're supposed to, what our thought process.
Yeah.
When you look at a man, and you get me in trouble for this all you want to. I'm not trying to get the show canceled.
No.
But when you look at a man who thinks they're a woman, and you can't call them a man because they believe they are a woman, and you get in trouble for calling them a man when they're a man, there is something very, very wrong with that. Mm-hmm. And it's really simple to me, because I understand that you should not treat people badly. But I also understand that the only opinion that at that point that matters is theirs and political expedience to foster a falsehood.
Right.
And it's really, really sad, because these people really have issues. They have mental illnesses.
Right.
Defined mental illnesses. And because somebody is saying, from the perspective, hey, I know you're a man, I'm calling you man, and you want to be called a woman, there's something seriously wrong with that when people that are doing that are chastised. Now, not saying you shouldn't respect people's views of things, but when it is so
obvious,
360 from reality.
Obvious is the word I like to use. It's obvious.
Like I said, you don't treat people badly, but when they get in your face and yell and scream at you because they're claiming to be a woman and you know they're a man, it's a slap in the face to reality.
I don't care what anybody says, Byron. Me and you've talked about this on the show before, going back to what you just said right there. Until you can tell me that you can change DNA,
you can't.
You can't. You cannot change DNA. DNA is DNA, and you cannot change it.
Look. It's causality. When transgender people, when they quote unquote switch sexes,
right?
They're really not switching sexes. They're mutilating their bodies legally. And it's, if you go back and look at case studies for these people, when psychological case studies, this is not coming from Byron Bagwell.
Right.
This is knowledge that psychologists have. They are some of the most depressed people on this planet.
Yep.
Because what happens is the girls turn into boys. That maternal clock kicks in.
Yep.
And they all of a sudden, because they did something crazy to their body, they can't have children anymore. The studies are out there, and it's a sad thing. You know, it's just treat people right, but reality is reality, and when you step over the line of reality, that's when rational thinking people should look at these people and these politicians and go, no, because I'm not. That's completely against my moral code to look at you and say that you can deny reality, because you may do all of this and the politicians may back you from doing all of this. But what's going to happen is sooner or later reality is going to give you the consequences of you ignoring it.
Well, and look, man, we are God's creation. We are God's creation. We were set. You're male. We were set of who we are, male or female. You have the DNA to prove that you're a male or female, and there is nothing that you can do physically to change DNA. I haven't seen any studies of it. Have you? Have you heard anything to that effect? You cannot. You can test it all you want.
Chromosomes you can't change.
Right, you can't.
DNA you can alter
it.
You can alter DNA,
Yes,
but
you can.
it's not going to make you
Right.
not what you were.
Right.
It's just going to make you a mutation. Look, the bottom line with the whole entire thing is that they are trying to control, and I feel sorry for the people that are doing this, because the government and the politicians are trying to control our reality.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to change the language from meaning one thing to meaning another, and they're blurring the lines of it very, very well, and it is a very scary thing. They've changed the definition of racism.
Right.
You know, they do things like put us into collectives, groups of people that they put in juxtaposition, in opposition to each other.
Right.
AKA the race groups. And I would challenge anybody to look back in your history and prove that you are from one nation. Because I can't do it.
I can't do it.
You can call me a person of color, and I'm as white as they possibly can be because I have Native American in me.
Yep.
But I don't claim it. Know why I don't claim it? Because I'm not Native American. I'm part Native American, but I'm not Native American.
Right.
I am American. I have French, I have Native American, I have English, and I have Scottish in me that I know of, and probably more than that. And you can go back and you can look at anybody's history and figure it out. This man next to me looks Spanish.
Yep.
And that's the wrong term to use anymore anyway.
Anyway, yeah.
But he looks Spanish, but he's not Spanish.
Nope.
He's Panamanian.
Yep.
And I don't know what your dad was.
My dad was Scottish Irish.
He's Panamanian, Scottish Irish. In other words, he was born in American territory in Panama, which makes him a what?
A U.S. citizen.
Which makes you a what?
An American.
An American.
An American.
It's
Yeah.
like, Dave, we talk about all of these nationalities and splitting us up into groups and opposing each other.
Yep.
It's absolutely insane. And we had markers for this. We had great leaders that told us, you don't judge people by the color of their skin, you judge them by the content of the character. And we have gotten so far away from that. It's insane. And I don't know, there's people that still do that, but I'm sorry.
No. I want you to keep it up because I just wanted to interject there a little bit. You know, I look at you, and I'll use Terry Berry being a black. I look at you as a man. And I'll pick on some guys at work that I work with, some of the guys. I was like, you know, we're twin brothers from different mothers, and I can prove it to you. You know how? I'll put my arm right up against theirs. I said, look how close we are in color. And they do. I said, because I look at you as a man, and they tell me I look at you as a man. I don't look at you as a black man. I look at you as a man. You can't. This narrative that we have today.
You can't.
Just.
It's everybody has everybody's throat, and it drives me nuts because honestly, you have boxes to check off for every single race in the world, skin color in the world, and then you have white. And I want to yell and scream and holler at them. What is white?
What is white? Define that.
Please tell me what white is. I'm not Anglo-Saxon.
Nope.
Not all of me.
Nope.
I'm not Norman. Not all of me.
Right.
Please tell me I'm Celtic, which is part of where all of that came from.
Right.
The beginning Celts.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well,
I'm not-
he's not even talking about. Yeah.
I
that's
mean, the Scandinavian
Yeah,
countries with the
just like-
Vikings.
right,
I mean,
yeah.
you keep on going on and on and on and on and on, and you get somebody that's got all this heritage in them from these different. What is what? Please tell me, somebody. Please tell me what is white.
I don't have a definition.
Because-
Dave, do you have one? I don't have one.
Wow.
I have seen
good
myself.
question.
I have seen myself as a man with white skin before, but I have never truly understood. I never just asked this question out loud to myself, but I just never understood what is white, because there is no answer to it, because we're all from different races, different countries, different nationalities, different beginnings, and when you get into it, what is an African?
Yeah.
Honestly, what is
an
an African? There are so many countries and so many beginnings in Africa that it's. Can you be African and white? Yes, you can. There's a bunch of white South Africans.
South Africans, yeah.
So African, India,
No.
Yeah.
Iran, Middle East.
Turkish or Moorish.
Morris,
You know,
yeah.
it's all over.
Yeah.
And on
But
top-
at the end of the day, Byron, let me ask something while you're on that same thing. At the end of the day, I must you do. Whether it's an Indian man, let's just, if you want to call it that, a Panamanian man,
He's not
whatever.
talking about Native American. He's
That-
talking about Indian man from India.
Yeah, from India. Yeah. What? You're a man. That's what I don't get, this narrative of skin color and
makes
you're
no sense.
this. It makes no sense to me. I just don't get. Byron's talked about this narrative that we've got going on today, and it's come in progression, because when I was growing up, Dave, and you was growing up,
Who cared?
I didn't care. Who gave a rat's?
Didn't care.
It was there. It was there because you know what? I grew up in the day in the South of the Ku Klux Klan.
What?
They used to be right down the road and hold their ceremonies.
Well,
I didn't care. I just didn't stop. I played
That-
football with
Me too.
all kinds of race and color, if you want to call it that.
At that point in time, that was very prevalent, and there were people that really
Of
honestly
course.
were racist. But you
Yeah,
do
there
not
is.
see the number of people that used to be
No,
racist today.
no.
It is it's absolutely amazing to me. And going back to what I was saying about Native Americans really aren't truly Native Americans either. They come over on a land bridge between Asia and Alaska at some point, and they immigrated from Asia. So there really is no such thing as a Native American either.
So you take
What do you want?
so you got a room, and you line up 6 different nationalities. Bam.
Bam.
They all
You're
look
in the lineup.
different.
Right.
Turn them inside out.
You're going to find we're all the
It's
same.
all
We're
the
all the
same.
It's
I agree. That's a good.
It's like saying I'm Scottish. I don't know if my Scottish part is full of Scottish, full Scottish, because guess what? The Scots were kicked out of Ireland.
Yes.
They were drove out of Ireland.
Yeah.
Okay, and I still don't know from that point. Well, Irish Scottish, that Scots Irish is what it's called, really called. And before that, there were Picts there. And after all of that went on, the Vikings invaded Scotland, and then there was a bunch of stuff that went on from there. So am I part Scandinavian too? I don't know the answer to
Somewhere
that.
along
don't
the
either.
line,
I can tell you
the
what my-
Brits came in.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I can tell you what my clan was. My clan was Clan Morrison.
I'm Welsh. I'm Scottish. Migrate to England over to America in the last 400 years.
That's an interesting Welsh is an interesting history.
History too, yeah.
Really
Yeah.
interesting
So
history.
what am I?
And see, that's the problem.
You know what? What? You know what you are? You're a man.
I'm a man.
You're a man. There's women that's listening. You're a woman.
You're a human being.
You're a human being. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Ah, dang. Hey.
What difference, what shade it is. And talking about the Spanish people, would you like to know what real Spaniards think about people that have darker skin, that have Spanish descent? Mm-hmm. There are a group of people in Spain who really are sort of from Spain, sort of not. Mm-hmm. That history really blurs as to where they actually truly came from.
Yep.
They're called Castilians.
Castilians.
They are what people consider true Spaniards. They're olive skinned, and anybody that has dark skin to them, darker skin and Hispanic, are known as gypsies. Mm-hmm. They are people that are the remnant of the Moorish invasion of Europe. The Muslim Moorish invasion of Europe in the Dark Ages.
I'm sort of glad that you
You
said
don't like
that.
them. I mean, it's
You were talking about Castilian Spanish.
Spanish.
Spaniards,
true Spaniards.
So, most people reference, and again, most people, I say, people that maybe don't think about what they say or how they use words or what may be. But anyway, somebody from Panama. People, they say, are that I'm Spanish. I'm not Spanish. I am Latin. I was born in Latin America.
You were. That is such a horrible.
I just use
term.
myself. I know.
I know, brother. But
Yeah,
there's so
I
many
understand that.
There's so
I get
many
it.
reasons that is so.
I know it is,
And
but
that's
what
one of the craziest things that they ever did was label Hispanic people Latin.
But look, at the end of the day, I mean, my mother spoke fluent Spanish. My mother spoke fluent Spanish. Now, I got Americanized, so I lost my Spanish, but my mother spoke fluent Spanish. Now, does that... hey, look, I was just getting ready to say.
She was from Puerto Rico.
Yeah, so, I mean, Latin, that's Latin America. To me, Spanish is Spanish, is it not? I understand there's different dialects, as you said before, of that, but people, I guarantee you people...
Speaking Creole and speaking French.
Correct. I guarantee you people in Colombia can speak Spanish to somebody that's from Madrid, Spain, and they would understand what they were saying. Maybe some, you know what I mean? A little bit of different dialect, maybe a little different word. But I guarantee you they would understand what's being said. Here's Rudy as an example. He's from Dominican Republic. He speaks Spanish.
Here's an even better example than the ones you gave. How about people from Portugal and people from Spain?
Spain, yes.
It's a different dialect of Spanish. Well, it's a different type of Spanish.
Yes.
Really, the language is. There's a divergence in the language between Portuguese and Spanish.
Yep.
And they're both basically Spanish.
Yep.
Portuguese stat guy. That I'd have to look into, but
Yeah.
it's a big wide world, and we should not do those groupings the way we do those groupings, because all it does is cause strife. This one did this to me 200 years ago. That one did this to me 100 years ago. We were stomped on, trampled on, done all of this stuff too. Guess what? We all have it in our blood at some point, somewhere, where in our history, our families were enslaved.
Yeah, I agree.
Or beaten, or chastised, or drove out of their countries. Did things like particularly brutal between the English and the Scottish.
Scottish, yes.
There was
some bloodbaths there, wasn't there, brother?
Well, David, some of the laws, from that point in time were brutal. You marry a Scottish woman, married a Scottish man, and the lords of those lands could sleep with the man's wife before he could. Literally, if the Lord chose to do, I am not kidding you.
No, that's right. That
was a law, and I'm trying to remember what it was called. The first right of gestation, or some utterly just brutally cruel nonsense like that. But I mean, human history is full of brutality.
Yeah.
And we live in a world that's relatively peaceful now. And we don't really truly understand how good we have it. Therefore, we fight with each other about this, and we fight with each other about that, when we really should be working towards making our lives better and everybody else's lives better.
Absolutely, Byron. I agree.
Absolutely.
You said it right on the head.
You have to make your life right before you
Yep.
can make anybody else's right. And most of the time, people get their lives right when they're around you because by your example, you have your life right. Your life right. You know. So
right.
I mean,
Again, welcome into the show on the spot with David Rodgers. I am your host, David Rodgers, right along with my other host, the Byron Bagwell, right along with the Dancing Destroyer, Super Dave Holland. Want to get into a couple of things tonight. Byron, that was a great topic, and we could continue that topic.
you know I can run my
yeah,
mouth.
hey, and you know, I can help you. What is what I'm trying to do? I can help you. I can help you out with some of that. There, let's just leave it at that. So anyway, I want to wish this man first and foremost a happy birthday. Give it up for Mr. Byron Bagwell. Happy birthday! It is his birthday today. I want to wish him.
I love my 25th birthday.
Let me write that down.
I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic
all right,
there.
okay, dyslexic. Yes, you are. That's why I want to wish an early happy birthday for our other brother who watches this show, Mr. Dwight Allen. Happy birthday to you, sir. And then on Thursday, Byron, what's going on Thursday? I'm 26, by the way, when you say it. Am I dyslexic too?
No.
No.
He's not going to be 26.
No.
He's dyslexic too.
I am too. So my birthday is on Thursday.
Happy birthday early, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And our brother Dwight's got one tomorrow.
Yes,
and guess what? I'm no longer a year older than you are.
Well, that's
a
true.
running joke.
That's a running joke.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard a lot of that there. But anyway, so we want to wish all the birthdays. And then, of course, I want to get into a couple of other things. Our hearts are saddened tonight as well. Been saddened for about a half a week now, and I'm going to get into that here in just a little bit. But I want to read your comments before we get into what I want to get into tonight. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. Anybody that's not watching, tell your friends to come on to the show tonight. Really got a special thing for you guys. But anyway, Dwight Allen, Dave Holland's watching the show. Oh, before I get into that, Dave, I got a special request, sir. If you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
Next week, could we get that monitor back? The monitor down on the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I felt lost a little bit. And I don't know, maybe if it's because I got so many things going on. I felt lost without the prompter. And Dave knows what I'm talking about. He sets this show up really well, by the way. And I just, I felt lost without the monitor a little bit. B, you remember you were asking about it? It's just a God reference is all.
It's
but
fine.
Dave Holland is going to hook us up.
birthday, old man. That's good, Dwight. Thank you.
That's good.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely, Dwight. Yeah, and I'm sure I'm going to get it too. Good evening, brother. Lisa Moody Tomlinson, good evening, guys. Heavy hearts tonight. Yes, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. Wendy Rosinski, good evening to you. Robert McGee said Mark Twain a while ago. Mike Tierney said Nostradamus. Dwight Allen, 1984. And he said he had to do a book report in 9th grade about it. Did you have to do it too?
Not 9th grade.
Not ninth grade,
I read
okay.
it in 10th grade when I was Oak Hall. So.
Yeah. Trent Bryant's watching. Hello, Trent. How's it going? Dwight Allen says, I don't cater to someone's delusions. Stephanie Smith's watching.
Dwight, sooner or later, what's going to happen is people are going to snap about what that subject, and they're going to start being really ugly to these people because they're delusional is the right word for it, and the politicians and society is fostering that delusion.
Yeah. Let's see here. Stephanie Smith's watching. So, hello to the sheriff. I hope you're having a good night. Ellen Disher Williams is on. Lisa has got a good one. God created you either male or female. End of the story. Ellen Disher Williams has got a little thing that she shared here from Facebook. You may want to click on that link if you're seeing her link right here. Ellen Disher said, Williams said, straight facts. Roy Jackson's watching. A mother's a mother, not a birthing person. That's from Dwight Allen. Interesting there.
Absolutely.
He's right on it.
only females can have babies.
Yep.
Only women can have babies.
That's
you
it.
cannot be a biological male and have a child. There is no way that is possible. They do not have the technology to do it.
No. Kara Wainwright's watching. Lisa said, we're so right. Dave Holland Jr. is watching. If we don't stop it, it's going to get a lot worse. Absolutely. Jacob Swaggerty. Diane Ennis is watching. Chuck Smith is watching. I'm getting to it.
I have a very funny story to tell you, Lisa, about that. And I'm just going to say, when let him get to what he's done, I'm going to tell you, Oklahoma has this right. Go ahead, David.
The board behind you is white. You're a lot darker than that board. That's right. Oh my goodness!
I'm darker than that board
too. Yeah, Dave Holland Jr. Man, that is great, man. You're darker than that board.
Well, I can't.
Yeah, you know that's for me, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Both darker than that
board.
Dave Holland's darker
than that board. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
That's
ridiculous.
Goshly. Melanin deficient American. The White Allen. Oh my gosh.
We're not going to Michael Jackson.
No, we're not. What about these crazy people who want their gender to be a cat? I saw this the other day on TikTok, and I was in total shock. The world is totally lost. I'll let you go ahead and tell the story.
Okay. In Oklahoma, in the Oklahoma schools, they are having such an issue with kids coming in and claiming they're cats and dogs that they have pretty much banned those actions from the schools. And if they become a disruption in class, which they often do, their parents have to come pick them up. If their parents refuse to come pick them up, guess who comes pick them up?
The law enforcement.
Nope.
Child services.
Nope.
The veterinarian.
The veterinarian.
The pound.
Oh.
You want to be a cat? You want to be a dog? You want to be an animal? We'll put you in a cage in the animal shelter down there, and your parents can come pick you up from there. And it was passed as a state law.
Wow.
That's how bad of a problem they were having with that in the schools. And when the first time I read it, I said, this has got to be a joke, because you can see anything you want to on Facebook in the world. And somebody had posted that, and I actually went on the Oklahoma law website, and they have actually passed that law.
Wow.
I died. I said, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect.
Sure
Because
is.
guess what will happen? There will soon be no children coming to school acting like cats or dogs, which is utterly retarded. If your child is acting like a cat or a dog and they're claiming they're a cat or a dog, you need to have them psychologically evaluated and get them help.
I'll tell you what, too, and I'll agree with this cat thing and Byron about the pound.
The pound! Come
But
sit in a cage till your mom and dad.
here's my thing. If they're that much of a distraction, forget the pound, forget all that.
Kick them completely out.
Exactly. I was just going to say, don't let them come to school. Try to homeschool them when both of you parents are working and that type of thing there. Where are you going to send them? Because they're still going to think they're a cat. So you want to be a cat? Okay. Well, you can't come to our school system at all. You can stay at home and get your education, or the parents can figure out what the hell they need to do. That's what
honestly, that's the bottom line. School is about education. It's not fostering to all of this stupidity.
Yeah.
When you can't spell, you can't add 2 + 2.
Yep.
And they're coming up with theories in the social society that 2 + 2 does no longer equals 4. We have an issue. A is A.
Yeah.
And we can talk about the age of reason being over. But A is A, and that is philosophy, by the way, guys. Look up that term. There is an amazing background and history of A is A.
So Dave,
yeah.
Are you a cat or a dog?
Well, and where was this at? In Oklahoma, right? You said? Uh-huh. I'm a dog. Woof, woof, woof. Call him. So
it is definitely awesome.
It is, man. Let me tell you something. Margie Thomas, thank you for watching.
Dwight, don't you say anything about
Don't you say about that. Yeah. There's a tribe in South India darker than Africans. I was seeing that the other night. It was on National Geographic, and they were talking about this. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Melissa Cribbs is watching. Ellen Disher Williams is so funny. She just puts her hands over her face. I was like, oh my God, about the cat thing. She just went, oh, give me that little deal there. That's pretty funny. D.A. Dennis Cruz is back on with us.
What type of parents do you have if your parents let you be a cat or a
Cat and dog.
That's child abuse is what that really is, and they can say what they want to about that statement. But that is child abuse in so many different ways.
Yep. Sandra Starling's watching. Hello, Melissa. I am a female American, Ellen Disher Williams said. Liz Tillery Holland's watching. You know her, Dave?
Well, I know her.
Do ya? How about Becky Knights? I speak English. Biden speaks English, but you can understand me. Robert McGee. Hang on a minute. Oh, that's not even almost funny, but that's pretty funny because.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We just lost a little bit of connection. Back again.
We're fine.
Oh, we're fine. Okay.
It's back
All
on.
right, it's back on. Okay. So let me just read these comments for I don't want to lose them here. Let's see. You're welcome. Happy birthday to White Allen from Lisa.
There we go.
Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen, from Liz. And Scott Munnings is on. Roger Necessary is on. Thank you, Roger. I love that truck, by the way. I drive it as much as I can, but I'm trying to keep the miles down on it. Thank you for that. Good for them. Michael Heater was watching there for a minute. Austin Stevens
Thank
is
you,
watching.
Michael, for the well wishes.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. I haven't had time to respond to anybody today for anything.
Where does it end? I don't know, Ellen. You know, that's something we'll talk about at a later time. That's a good question.
Where do we allow
Well,
where do we allow it to go? Is the question.
Yeah.
Until there's enough of us that stand up and say
Yeah.
no.
Amy Strickland Venter says, love it. Have them spayed or neutered, Dwight says. Oh, well, that's what's going to happen when the pound come get you and nobody comes and picks you up.
That's one way to keep that from continuing on to the next generation. That's for sure.
So let's see. How many you got on right now?
10.
Okay, so I need a reboot.
There's 10 people on.
I still had 17. Yeah, no, that was
it's
more than that. Yeah, I'm back on.
Yeah. A long gap.
That is perfect. If they want to act like a cat or dog, they are mentally ill. Something is wrong with the parents. Absolutely. Dave Holland Jr. says PetSmart has a class. Oh boy. Let me get back to
honestly,
he's right though.
I get a kick out of it sometimes and make jokes about it sometimes too, but most of the time I'm dead serious about it because these people have a mental illness. They're propagating. They're showing you. And we're doing nothing about it except letting them run on and continue becoming even more ill. It's sad.
It is sad. It is sad. Let me reload. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Back on live. Let's see. Are we? What do you got, Byron? Is that where I'm holding my hand over my mouth?
14.
14. Okay.
No,
I don't know where the heck I'm at. Am I even here? Who's on first, Byron?
Put your Facebook back up. To go out of that one.
Yeah, let's go out of this one here. Well,
what are you doing?
What am I doing? I don't know. Let's get out of that one. Let's go to this Facebook.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Let's see.
He's got his tablet frozen.
Yeah, I got my tablet froze up. What the heck is going on?
There we go. Go down. Go to this one right here.
Yeah, go to this one.
See if it works.
Yeah, let's go to that one. Let's go to that one. Nope, that's not him. I don't know what the heck that is. Anyway, let's get out of that.
It was the end of the other one.
Right, yeah, it was in the other. That's all right. Hey, you got it right there anyway. Look, let's move on with the show. Again, welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. We just had a little bit of internet connection. I'm David Rodgers.
And a little bit of rambling from you.
Yeah, from all of us.
Stream of consciousness.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Well, we needed to speak about that. The Byron Bagwell and, of course, Mr. Dave Holland. Yes, we got birthdays to celebrate. Absolutely. Byron's is today. Dwight's tomorrow. Mine's Thursday. But also, we've got some sad news as well. As y'all have all heard by now, or if you haven't heard, we will tell you now, and we want to do a special little deal. This is if you haven't been following, or if you haven't seen Facebook or some messages or people just talking, we lost 2 good men this week. Byron, I'll let you say the first one, which is, and now I'm going to say the second one.
Okay. I lost my father last Thursday morning. Look, my father was a man who loved life. Mm-hmm. And he loved life completely fully.
He did.
He affected many people's lives.
He did.
I knew about a lot of the people whose lives he touched. And I'm going to miss him. And then again, he's still here because there are reminders everywhere I look about my father still being here. You will always be within my heart, and you will, if you knew him, you will hear me in him all the time. I say certain things, and people go, "You sound just like your father," and I do. Okay. I see it in my mom. I see it in my family. I see it in their home. I see it in my home. And as far as I'm concerned, he's never truly going to be gone. I may not be able to
right now. Oh,
I may not be able to talk to him. I may not be able to see him, but he will always be here. And I thank God every day that he was the man that he was, because without him, I don't know how well I would be handling this, because you lose a father, and it's a very, very heartbreaking thing. But he also taught me to enjoy and live life. And I start tearing up. I start getting really sad. I start seeing pictures. I start seeing reminders, and it hurts me very, very badly. But at the same time, I hear his voice in my head going, "Boy, you best go on and enjoy yourself because it's short." So,
and I would just want to add to that. Anybody that knew Mr. Donnie Bagwell, man, this is pretty hard. This is hard. It's really hard because I tell you,
if you knew him, it's hard to talk about because
it is.
He impacted so many people's lives.
Yeah.
Not only through the military, but through the Department of Transportation.
Yeah.
To his contacts in the community of Bradford County.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knew him and understood how good of a person he was.
Yeah. Donnie was just one of those guys. When you met him, you had to love him because I'm not. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You do. At least for my sake. My sake,
David. If you were a person that did right,
yes, and we talked about this. Yes,
you had to love him.
Yeah,
because if you weren't doing right in your life, and you proved it over and over again. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't love my father because my father would tell you about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then more than likely he wasn't going to talk to you much more.
No, he wasn't. But just a good man, good family man, good husband. Just a loving, kind person, like Byron said. If you're doing the right thing, this man will give you the shirt off his back. And I can prove it to you because I'm telling you right now, I asked that man for a $100 bill every week for about a year, and he would pull it out of his wallet and give it to me. It was a running joke, but there was meaning to it. There was meaning to it, and that meaning is I knew if I was ever in trouble and I really needed that $100, that he would give it to me, and he never ask me a question about it, never said anything about it. And I would try to pay him back, and this is the kind of man he is. He would have said, he'd have remembered it, but he'd have said,
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about? I don't want it back. Try to give it back. He'd get mad with me.
You know how many times I've gotten into arguments where we got really mad at each other because he wouldn't take money back from me?
Yeah.
And finally, I'd have to give it to my mom, and my mom would look at me and go, "Don't put me in the middle of this." And I'm like, "Mom, that's not right. I'm a grown man. I need to pay y'all back when I have things to pay y'all back."
Exactly.
And she would take it, and then the next thing I know, I would be getting a phone call the next day going, "Why'd you give Mom that money?"
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because you would, and
then finally he got to the point when I got a little bit older where if I did that, he would say something to me about not wanting it, and I'd give it to him, either give it to him or give it to my mom with a little bit of talking because he understood that I understand that when you borrow something from somebody, you give it back, especially money.
David, I know you cut his hair for years. and you got to be really close with him.
Absolutely.
And
He pulled a fast one here. I'll tell you
he's
about later.
yeah.
I'll tell you about
Okay.
this later, brother.
So, and I know you got to be really close with him as his personal barber.
Right.
And he would come here religiously for you to cut his hair, and he didn't let too many people
Every
touch
2
it.
weeks.
Yeah,
And he had none.
he had none.
I got you.
So go ahead, brother. So I just want it's more than just those things that I told you about money and stuff. He was a man of character. He was a man about family. That lovely wife of his, Shirley, that I just feel so bad for. If there was anything in this world that I could do to bring him back, David, you don't think I would? Oh my gosh, I would just, it would just, I wish I could, and I can't.
The day, couple days before the 4th,
Yes.
I went over there to visit at the hospital, and Byron, he showed up about the same time, so he had both of us over there, and I tried to cut his hair, God bless his heart, but he wanted to wait until he got home. So I was okay with that, but he just had so much life in him, even in the hospital. It was such a shock to get that phone call, Dave, from you.
I hated
broke
to
my heart.
I know it did, and I didn't mean to. You know that, but I had to tell you, and it broke my heart for me to tell you that. And you busted off crying on me, and I had been already crying.
Yeah.
You know, and when you knew that man, he affected you in so many ways. And he's taught me some life lessons. The short few years that I knew him taught me some very, very life skills and life lessons about how to treat people. You know, even though I knew, how to treat people, how to love your wife, how to love your family. And
Yeah.
it's things like that, moral character.
Well, I
that
tell you
he
what,
had.
there's
That
no
is
BS.
no,
with
no.
Tony.
There was no.
It was straight,
It was straight
honest,
shoot.
forward.
I told Byron the other day, you know what it is? You know that song by the Dramatics, what you see is what you get?
Yeah.
That's him.
Okay.
What you see is what you get.
You said something very important. You said
Moral character. Yes.
But honestly, what was more important than moral character to him was his moral code.
Code.
What
Yes.
gave him his character.
Yep.
And he had one, and he had a strong one, and he believed exactly that he was going to live life by it, and he did, and it caused him to create a life, not only for himself, but it helped him and my mom create a life for them, and then create a life for me, and ultimately creating a life for a bunch of people that we know.
Yes.
And the amount of people that were touched because of this man and who he was, it's pretty unbelievable. And I sound like I'm blowing my horn about my father, and I never did this. And you know how much he would hate this. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, when we got finished with this show, if he was watching it,
You feel it tapping on your shoulder?
he would be telling me, Byron, don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Because he
don't
didn't-
brag on himself.
No,
He
never
didn't-
has.
He didn't do this.
Nope.
But I'm his son, and he's no longer here, and he may cuss me later, and that will be fine, because I'll look straight at him and tell him, you deserve this.
Exactly right.
The people that have called me and told me how much his life has influenced them, and we're not talking about people that are every run-of-the-mill, everyday people. Now, he did that too for them, because I'm one of them. We're talking about people that are generals and colonels and command sergeant majors and people in the military that you look at and go, this person's got it together, and this person has went places and done things, and my father touched them. Just look, that particular generation has an aura about them.
Yep.
Because the majority of them had a code.
Yep.
And they lived by that code, and they didn't allow any external things to break that code.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that think, oh, they're narrow-minded, they're this, they're that, they're the other. Well, yes, they are. And you know why they are? Because guess what? They had to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it works so well that we have what we have because of those generations. And there's a lot of people say this and that and the other. Well, they wouldn't have done that. They couldn't have done that. We have all these creations. We have all of these things. Well, guess where those creations came from? It came from the mind of men from that era.
Yep.
They didn't have the things we have today. So they created those things. And they had to have a moral code to create them. Because if you can't think and you can't put those thoughts into motion and create, you can't do things like that.
Nope.
You can't do it.
I'm going to tell you one more little story. And this goes to shows Donnie's caring about people and just the love for, like Byron said, if you were doing the right thing and you was within that circle, he would take care of you. Let me give you a prime example. Byron wasn't there that day. Byron had to work. So me, Donnie, and Autumn went fishing. Went over to Frog's Pond. Autumn had caught a couple of fish. Donnie was catching them left and right over there. And I was at that one hole, Byron. You know that one opening I like right there by the house.
I know this story very well, brother.
Anyway, yeah, but you know which spot I'm talking about right there. So I'm sitting there.
You're talking about the spot that you and I normally
Yes,
fish
yeah,
together.
we don't really fish together. Yeah. So I'm there, and I ain't caught nothing, man. I'm shut out, man, nothing. So Donnie said, let me go ahead and throw it in there. Donnie throws it in there. Whammo! Lands a good one, man. The rod is bending over. Man, he's pulling that thing in. This thing was 3 to 4 pounds. It was a nice one. It was a nice bass. It's decent bass.
So it's not the pole.
No. This was Donnie catching it. So we get it in. And this is how good-hearted he is. He told me, he said, you and Autumn take a picture with that fish, and we all caught this fish. Not Donnie Bagwell caught it. We all caught that fish. That's the way he was. He didn't want me to be shut out. He didn't. He's like, you take a picture with the fish, and I've got the pictures. I still got the pictures. Autumn's got the pictures. We all took a picture with that fish, and he said, we all caught that fish. That's the way Donnie was, man. I just can't say no more. It just, like Byron said, he lived by a moral code. He had ethics.
Don't get, my father could be a joker too. Don't.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Do you want me to start telling the ones about the okay? We won't go in there.
Let's not go into too much detail. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what he probably wanted to tell you if your daughter hadn't been standing there beside you when we get off the air.
Yeah,
why he caught that fish and you didn't, but yeah. No, you're right. Harder when I tell you because I've heard him say this to me.
Yeah.
Honestly, if he trusted you and he knew what your character was, and he knew you were a good person, he would do whatever he could.
Yeah, he sure would.
Whether it was sit there and talk to you about problems you were having, or your family's having, or he didn't do it a lot financially. He only did that with select people.
But he would.
Or if it was, let's go grab a bite to eat for lunch. Don't argue with him about the bill because he was going to pay.
Oh, that's the other stories I want to hear, but I ain't getting into them.
Or whether it was, I just need to come over and sit on the back porch with you and talk. Honestly, how many people I've seen come over there and be touched by him at the house that still live in this area. It's just, he was an amazing man who lived an amazing life. And there's a lot of people looking at me and have said, how can you possibly take this like this? Because there was a very wise, and I do mean a very wise psychologist, that said you need to be the strongest person at your father's funeral. Because when you develop a moral code, you have to express that moral code in certain ways. It does not mean I am not hurting, because I really, really am hurting pretty badly. But what it does mean is it means I understand the rest of the equation. And the rest of that equation is my father would not want me to be utterly destroyed about this and distraught and put in depression over his passing. He wants me to continue on with his legacy, which is a very, very good one.
What do you say he would tell us to do?
Go live.
Yes, go live.
Go live.
That's what he would say.
By live, he didn't mean just get by.
Right.
He meant go live it to the fullest.
Fullest.
Because guess what? His moral code allowed him to do that.
Let me read some of these comments, B. Mitchell said, Byron, your father was a great man, friend, and a true patriot.
Oh,
You said it right there.
I haven't even
Great man.
touched that part of it, because
Right.
that's the part of it that I can't stand. You want to see me bawl like a baby? We'll start talking about that.
Oh, here we go. We're back, I hope. All right. Uncle Donnie, this is, God bless you and your mom, Byron Bagwell. I love playing trivia with him. Definitely going to miss him. Absolutely. I am going to miss him each and every time I look at that place when I go do that. Uncle Donnie was a very special man. He touched many lives, and he always knew how to make you smile. Lisa.
That's Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
Yep.
You hit it right on the head. I tell you, the few short years I knew him, he touched me big time. And I can sit there and tell you some stories later on.
A little bit of explanation. I've
Yeah.
known Lisa since I was probably since I was an infant. To tell you the honest truth, Lisa's mom and my mom were best friends growing up. And how many Christmases, how many birthday parties, how many times we went out to our grandfather's farm and got vegetables. Just over and over and over. We were always pretty much around each other when we were young.
Roger Necessary. Byron Bagwell, when my dad passed, he told me, please don't cry. Son, I know where I am going. It was tough. He was a lawman, car man, and a preacher. God bless you, brother.
Yeah, I know exactly where he is, and that's one thing Dad never talked about was religion. But
Right.
I know what he believed, and I know where he is. So,
And Dwight Allen was probably as close as anyone could be to you. Said, I sure miss Mr. Donnie. He and Shirley always treated me like a son. I will always be thankful for the time I got to spend with you and your family, brother. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I know, Dwight. We've had you and Byron had these conversations for many days. Pray for you and your family, brother.
oh Lord, it hurts me worse
Yeah, but we
for other
here to
people
come.
than it does myself.
Arlene Morehouse, I'm so sorry for you and your mom's loss. Sending prayers to you all. Roy Jackson, Byron, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm good, David.
Yeah, you're good. I know you are. And those are some of the comments.
Thanks, brother. I
Let's
really
do this.
appreciate that. You know.
Yeah. I got a little something special for you guys that I put together, not only for Byron and his mother, but for us as the show and for you. For people that knew Donnie, we got a little slideshow here for you. Dave Holland, thank you for putting this together. And I really appreciate what you've done with this. We're going to give you just a few slides of Donnie and some of the pictures that we were able to bring up. And I don't know what Dave found, but I know something. I know some things that, anyway, we're going to go ahead and play this.
If you're coming to the viewing,
If you
party.
come, yeah.
You'll know.
Moment of silence.
Yeah. If we could get a moment of silence real quick, please, and in honor of Mr. Bagwell, Mr. Donnie Bagwell, I'd greatly appreciate it. Moment of silence, please.
That's a really good picture.
Soldiers free! I am an American soldier. I am a warrior and a member of a team. I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values. I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade. I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough, trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills. I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself. I am an expert and I am a professional.
Yeah.
One of those pictures, I want to tell everybody this, perfectly described a part of my dad's personality that not a whole lot of people knew. I don't know if you noticed this. That was not a piano that my dad was sitting at.
No.
That was a sculpture of a piano that had no insides. And he was sitting there acting like he could play, and my dad could not play a piano at all. I'm telling you, that's perfect Donnie Bagwell.
Yeah, that's perfect, Donnie Bagwell. You're exactly right.
I'm really surprised he didn't have his cell phone playing a piano concerto or something in the background while he was doing it.
And by the way,
I mean, that would just be something he would. That's
yeah.
Oh God, this guy's really good.
Yeah, that's him though, isn't it? That describes him perfectly. Sorry, Mitchell, I forgot. Mitchell's birthday's in April as well.
Yes, Mitchell's birthday is in April.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of
and I forgot, brother. Happy birthday to you, brother. Yeah, absolutely. I forgot all about this.
Before we forget this, the other person that has passed away is Wayne Moore.
Yeah.
A lot of you will know Mr. Wayne from being the meat market manager at Winn-Dixie. He was there for absolute ever. And a lot of people will know him for selling his Silver Queen corn opposite Norman's Market out on 301. And it's a very special connection to Wayne, because at one point I was dating his wife's sister. And I was over at Wayne's house just about every weekend. We played music together. We were really, really, really close at one point. And this has been a really tough week for me, because basically lost two mentors.
Yeah. Two men, like you said, Byron, that lived by that code, that moral code that you were talking about and you so eloquently broke down. Moral character, they were good. It's just, I could go on and on and on and on and on, and I could never get to the end of it. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get me wrong. We're not talking about two angels.
No,
because
no.
They both lived through some things and did some things that I can tell you they both regretted.
Yep.
But it didn't last long.
Yep.
Because they figured out life and they went about fixing their problems, and they fixed their problems, and they didn't ever happen again.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
two great men, brother. Two great men. I happen to know Wayne as well. Not as good as you, of course, but I did know Wayne. And I'll tell you, two good men. I did know your father, brother. I did know your father, and I knew him very well. And I'm going to tell you something right here. Probably going to break down when I say it, man. But I really loved that man. And I know he's tapping you, like you're putting your hand, he's tapping me on the shoulder and said, man, don't cry. But I'm telling you right now, that guy taught me some things that I try to live by today, man. And I'm no perfect angel either, man. I've screwed up. I screwed up today. I'm going to screw up tomorrow. But you know what?
I mean, the best way I can describe this is we walk in the footprints of giants.
Absolutely, yes. You said that, yes. And
Pretty good.
Look, brother, I wanted to do that for you and your mom.
Thanks,
and
brother.
I know we're a mix amongst
and
birthdays.
I'm really kind of glad my mother is not on, because
Me too.
There is a difference between a son losing his father and a woman who has been in love with somebody for 57 years losing her husband.
Yeah.
I keep on saying it, and I've said it to multiple people, and I've said it to her multiple times. Mom, I lost a father, and I know how bad I'm hurt. I cannot possibly imagine having that type of relationship with somebody for that long and losing them. I mean, I can empathize. I can love you. I can do whatever I need to do for you. I can be there for you. There's really no way I can understand that. And she's like, well, Daddy loved you too, and you know, he would have done anything in the world for you. I'm like, Mom, I was not his wife, so there's no way I can understand it. So I mean, all I can do is be there, and she's got a ton of friends and a lot of support and a lot of family that have really been very, very good, and I'm very thankful for all of them.
Liz Holland, really. Oh, Austin said, sorry for your loss. Condolences for his family.
And I know you know.
You know, Austin.
Know you know.
Because we know, we felt that with you as well, with his father as well. Yes.
What about Liz?
If you ever wondered what true love looks like, all you had to do was look at the way he looked at Miss Shirley Bagwell, and I don't know how many times I said that.
Yeah.
You saw it
And
whenever
how
they were out
they
together.
interacted together. It was truly a blessing and honor to witness. Riley said, who is going to yell at her when she messes up the score sheet on trivia night?
Me.
Yeah. Yeah, you.
Me. The older I get, the more I become just like me. Me.
And he's going to tap her on the shoulder anyway. He's going to say, you messed up this.
I told Liz earlier today.
You got me, brother, yeah.
I told Liz earlier today. I think it was Liz. I'm not here. Geez, man. I told her earlier today. I said, people saw what you're talking about, but I used to walk in on them when I was late teens, early 20s, when I was going in high school and going to college, and I would forget something at the house. And I would walk in an hour later, and I would find them in the living room with music on, dancing like it was their first date, and they just realized that they had fallen in love. That intense look was there forever. And trust me, I've seen both of them matter and fire at each other too.
Yeah, your mama said that earlier today.
But at the end of the day, that came back.
Yes,
and it was it's the most. I know there's some great examples of people who have loved each other now, but I've never known a greater example than my parents. That's probably because I haven't been that close to anybody who's been that way other than my parents. But I've never known a better example of what true love is other than my parents.
You could see it, man. Anytime they went out somewhere, chamber banquets, whatever, you could see that glistening in their eyes. It's undescribable. It really is, Byron. It's undescribable. I don't even know how to describe it. Do you?
I've never seen a man. My mother would hardly ever make him break his code, and I've never actually seen her do it. But when it come to her, if she really wanted something and he was capable of getting it or giving it to her,
Yep.
that was going to happen. That
Yep.
was going to happen.
Looking at your mom's Facebook page and all those pictures of their travel.
Do you see how they were looking at each other, dude, in some of those
Yeah.
pictures?
They went everywhere.
Everywhere.
But see, I don't want to give everybody the wrong impression. That was not just Mom that wanted to do that.
No.
Dad loved
Yeah.
to do that too. And
Yes, he did.
Their bucket list literally was to go everywhere in the world that was safe to go.
Yeah.
Literally, and they literally did it
Yes.
before he passed away. Literally, they have been on every continent in this world.
He was a tornado fan too.
Oh, love the Bradford Tornadoes. Absolutely, he
He
did.
played for Bradford.
He played for Bradford.
I
Hey,
got-
and,
I
and,
got
and
a-
was bringing Art to the games. Remember, Art was coming to the games. He was bringing to the games.
He's another player that played for Bradford.
Bradford.
He actually played
Yeah.
before Coach Hurst got there.
Oh, look at here. Look at that.
He's gonna kill you
For that one, Dad. Yeah, for that picture right there, you're a dead man. I can tell you that right now. Hey, go back to that picture a minute.
Why are you?
No, look at the one-man wrecking crew. Look at the smile on the one-man wrecking
see
crew's
it.
face. That's a great picture, Dave. That's a great picture, man.
Hey, you like I said, the man loved life.
Yes, he did.
I mean, we talk about all that moral code and stuff, but Dad, even in his older age,
Yeah.
I can hear him going, "Son, I'm going to kill you."
Yeah.
Even in his older age, he loved life and would do things like what he just did. His purpose was to make his life and my mom's life the best it could possibly be, and she would say mine too. But I don't feel like that's his responsibility now because I'm a grown adult to make his life the best he could possibly make it. And he most certainly did, to a very great extent, and they did, and they went, and he just lived. If he wanted to hunt, he hunted. If he wanted to go off on hunting trips, he went off on hunting trips, most of the time with me. If he wanted to go off on vacations with my mom, he would go off on vacations with my mom. Now, the only thing my father would not do, and it was insane to me, is if he needed something and it was small, that man would put off for 3 months to go buy a $10 piece of something that he really needed at the house because it cost $10. And I used to look at him and go, "Dad, you can't take the money with you. You need that. Go spend the money." I mean, I guess so. A week later, he would be going to buy it finally, and then I don't hear him grumble about it for another week.
I know how that is.
And then he would go spend bukus of money on a two and a half week trip around South America.
Dwight, yeah, Dwight, and I'll get to your comment here in a minute. Yeah, it got to me, brother, as well. I wasn't sure exactly.
You're fine. I love my father to death. But what really bothers me more than thinking that I lost a man that loved me that much, it's a man that loved my friends and his family that much.
That's exactly right.
I mean, it really bothers me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was. Sorry for Clinton Kelly's loss. Prayers for that family as well. Yeah, great. Yes, Lisa, for sure, for sure. Two good men. Laura Marie said, "Me too, Dwight." It got to her too. I guess the video that we put there, and yeah, it's the truth, and it's just the way he was.
Hey, Laura. He will never, ever, and I do mean ever, ever forget the first time you went out to our hunting club with us. And I'm just going to leave that story sitting right there, and I hope you're laughing. She'll know what I'm talking. She'll know what I'm talking about.
Dave Hollins watching. Mitchell Gunner, yeah, Lisa's but watching back. Dwight is Austin. Jamie Clemens, sorry to hear about your dad, Byron Bagwell. We have been praying for you and your family.
Sorry, guys. I'm nervous.
Thank you, Jamie, for that, and I'm sure Byron definitely appreciates that.
I really do.
Yeah. Donnie Wiggs is watching. It has been an awful week for all of us. Lost a dear friend, had the pleasure of knowing for over 25 years. Chuck Thompson was such a great friend in the car business. Every time, let's see. Oh, please pray for him and his family. And go Knowles. Well, yeah, I have a little something for next week. I'm not going to spoil it.
don't.
No, I'm not spoiling that. Let's don't do it. No, we're not going to do that.
3/4 of the Gator
Gator,
audience.
Gator audience. Yeah, you got that right. If everyone could leave such a wonderful legacy, Ellen Disher Williams said, yeah, absolutely. Hey,
Ellen,
I'll just end it at that.
I am a blessed man. I'm just going to say it. I am truly a blessed man. I like to think that I'm a strong person, and I like to think that I'm a moral person. But when I look at the comparison between me and my father, it's just I'm walking in the footsteps of a giant.
Yeah, exactly right. Look, ladies, it's been a great show. I want to end it right there. We've got some other things to get into next week. Byron, I don't know if you want to say or if you don't want to say. Do you want to tell everybody about the funeral?
Okay, guys, the viewing for my father is going to be before the funeral, and it's going to start at 11 on Thursday, this Thursday. That would be Thursday the 11th. I believe that's right. Yeah, Thursday the 11th. Today is Tuesday. You're going to have to pardon me on dates because my mind is not functioning normally right now. And then the funeral is going to start at 12.
12, right.
And then there will be a military ceremony service at Crystal Lake.
Crosby Lake
Cemetery.
And
Wayne Moore's viewing, if I'm not mistaken, is tomorrow night at 7, and his funeral is going to be at 3 o'clock on Thursday.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it was. I have been literally running my head off for the past week and a half trying to make sure all of this stuff has been taken care of, and which most of it was taken care of anyway, and my mother has been taken care of. So please pardon me if any of that's wrong about Mr. Wayne.
Yeah, and Dwight Allen said, "Don't be sad for me, brother, for I'm truly blessed to be part of your family and will always be there for you, brother." And Dwight, if I may back up on what you just said right there, me too, brother. You know, I love you. I love your family. I loved your dad. He loved my family. You know what he thought about my daughter. And
and her
to him. Yeah, that works two ways. That works two ways. And I want to back that up on your Dwight. Yeah. So.
Brother, I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Byron Bagwell, Mitchell Gunner, Dwight Allen.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. How about that? Yeah. And thank you for leaving me out because I'm only 26, Dave Holland Jr. I don't have a birthday. See, y'all all get birthdays. I don't.
This crazy crew that I hang around with the exception of Dave Holland.
With the exception of Dave Holland.
And he's probably pretty lucky his birthday is not in April.
Yeah,
or
probably.
I don't know what he would do. I'm going to be really busy baking cakes normally at this time of year.
Yeah.
Dwight's birthday is the 10th. My birthday is the 9th. David's birthday is the 11th. I've got another friend's birthday that's the 23rd. I just know a whole bunch of people that run around in the circles that I do.
Mitchell is
Mitchell's is the 21st, I think.
21st.
Is that right? Does that sound about right? Mitchell, when is your birthday, brother?
I'm sorry, Mitchell.
No, I forgot it, Mitchell. You tell me.
I can't think straight.
Yeah, I
now.
can't either. I used to know them all because we all had birthdays. Remember, Shirley would bake us all a cake, a different one for everybody.
Every year we go through you guys and your birthdays in this month.
Every single year.
Unfortunately, that is not going to happen with the cakes this time. I wish.
Thank you, Lisa.
I wish it would.
It's okay, Mom.
I wish it would later on this month, because that's what Dad wants you to do. But if you can't, that's fine too.
Yeah.
We all understand.
I know what she told me
I'm
and
really
you.
glad she is not on tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Because I don't know if she could have handled this right now.
Hey, You know what she told me and you, right? And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just not going to say no more. Because I know that lady's will. I know that lady's will and what she wants to do. We'll see how it feels. But she's already told me something, Byron. You do know that.
She's going to bake you one, yeah.
She's going to bake us all one.
I don't want a cake.
I don't either. What do you want?
I want that.
Goulash?
No, I want that white chocolate blueberry lasagna that I sent her.
Oh, man. God. Oh, did you see the picture of
I
that?
did not.
Made with pasta. It's made with white chocolate.
Chocolate.
Wow.
Hey, Byron, can we do this then? If she'll make that, can I back that off of yours? Can we just have that together?
If you want to get your hand bit off. I'm kidding.
Oh,
Of course, brother. There's no way I'll be able to eat all of that. But I found that, and I went, my God, that looks good.
Holy, I forgot about that. Austin Stevens, this is the 23rd.
Oh.
You remember that? I forgot. He just
the same
reminded
birthday
me.
as one of my other friends, Austin.
Yeah, there you
Really
go.
good friend, Brian Smith. Who's on
Anthony
here every once
Black's
in a while.
wife is on the 19th. Good night, brother. You know I love you, and Byron loves you.
Good night, brother.
God
Be
bless
safe
America.
going to Jacksonville
Yep.
tomorrow, please.
Yeah, and we'll see you tomorrow, brother. But yeah, I will talk some more tomorrow for sure. Oh, man, it's been a great show, man.
Yeah.
It's been a great show. Brother, I love you.
I love you too.
Not as much as I love you, but maybe you might love me
Probably
more.
not.
Oh, probably not. Is that because I fired you on Sunday?
I'm telling you, we're
Okay,
we're
wait a
going
minute.
to get in
No,
trouble
I
on
didn't fire you.
Facebook, if you start
that.
what was going on in that yard while we were mowing the yard, you're going to get us kicked off of Facebook.
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
Please
Okay.
do not
Don't start
me
that.
in on the
Okay,
Mexican
all
idiot.
right.
Please do not start that.
Who's on first?
A Mexican. He was on a theater too.
Hey, look.
Okay,
Hey, you're
I
on-
have to clarify this, please. I have to
Yeah,
clarify
it's a joke.
before
Yeah.
anybody gets all offended that watches this, and I'm talking to you, you Facebook monitors.
Monitors,
You
yes.
monitor this on YouTube. David is the Mexican, and David is not Mexican. It is a running joke between me and him. He is
yes.
Panamanian.
Oh my gosh.
It is a running joke. It's a joke, please.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Oh, Sylvia Underhill. Yeah. That's
It's
exactly
terrible
right.
when a person that's being a comedian has to add that
into that. Yeah.
and you can't tell that they're not being serious, but they might be offending people.
Anyway, it was a great show, brother. I love you. We know you love your family. God's gonna help us all through this. R.I.P. Donnie Bagwell and Wayne Moore. We love both of you guys, and prayers and condolences to your family, Byron.
Thank you so much.
Yep, and Wayne's family, Dave. Great slideshow. I appreciate that. I know it was touching, but I really appreciate that. That was a great way to prelude a man that I really had respect for, and I always will have respect for. And like Byron said, I'm trying to live. If I can live about that much, David, of that moral code that he was talking about,
would tell you
I would be a great man.
Right now, he would tell you are crazy, David.
Oh, I know.
Because every man has to live by his own code.
That's it. I know.
He
I
would
know.
and he would
I
get
know.
on to me for saying stuff
For
like
sure.
that I said.
For
my
sure.
code.
He's probably tapping me on the shoulder now, isn't he?
And I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I really do, because some people cast a really large shadow, and they have just lived a life that has been blessed with touching people like that.
Yeah.
And not all of us can do that.
No.
So, all right.
All
Is
right,
that
brother.
your final thought?
No, that wasn't my final. But yeah, it could be my final thought. Well, yeah. Why don't you close out the show, brother? I'm gonna let you close it out.
David, do you have a final thought tonight?
It's about Donnie, and I am just so
Yep.
grateful to have him in my life.
Yep. I really appreciate that, brother. And he would very much appreciate that, too. I am blessed as I have been to have him as a father, and really a friend.
Yes.
When I got older, we were friends too. When I was younger, he was not my friend. He was my father, and that was it. And it really kept on going until I was about 30 that he really was not my friend. But
I will
it was
tell
because
you.
he was teaching me life lessons, and he still had life lessons to teach me. Because I'm telling you, when I was in my 20s, and he knew it was coming too, because he was sort of like that too when he was in his 20s until he married my mother.
I'm going to say one more thing, and I'm going to let you close. I'm going to walk off here, and I'm going to let you close the show out. I'm going to say one more thing, and I know this for a fact because he told me he loved you more than anything in the. He loved you like no other, and he loved that woman. And I'm just going to say, but that woman that's sitting over there at that house right now,
I know, brother.
He loved her to no extent.
I know.
And now I'm going to leave it at that. And I'm going to let you close out the show, brother. Don't forget to join us next Tuesday night, guys. Love each and every one of you. And I'm going to leave it with Byron here real quick and let him close out the show with some final thoughts.
I have two final thoughts tonight. You never know when it's going to end for you on this earth. So you better have a good moral code to provide yourself a life. Get help from people if you don't, that understand life. You'll see them walking in just about every avenue of life. They don't have particular skin colors. They don't necessarily have to be a man. They can be a woman. But they're successful people. The communities think a great deal about these people. You can learn a great deal by just being around them about who you need to be. That being said, I'm going to leave you with this, oath. I swear by my life and my love of that, I will never live for the sake of another man, nor ask another man to live for mine. Good night, everybody. Love those people that you love.